Good morning. Out here in the shop again. Started to put the drawer guides in. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I got this one in and I got the one on the other side in. Got the rivets in there. You can see the rivet here, and what the one you can't see is right in here, covered up by this rail right now. So the one thing that I realized by doing that by hand is, while it's a very good and useful tool, this is what I bought off Amazon. Real nice tool. It's got a swivel head on it, so any area you need to get to, it's got all the different sizes. I don't know, all the way up to 1/4 inch. It's four adapters for the different size rivets. Does closed and open rivets, any kind of rivet basically, other than a nut rivet. It doesn't do that. So while that was extremely difficult because of the materials involved, I had to make a change. So realizing that I was going to be fighting that the whole entire time, late yesterday evening I ordered this from Amazon. I don't do open boxes. That's really not what this is. I was going to open this and get busy, hook it up to my compressor, get everything set up on it, and go to town on these drawer guides to get these installed. This is really about the cart. But anyway, since I have this, I thought I'd unbox it while we're here and just go through what this has, and kind of basically give you a review of it, what I feel. Is it worth it for me? Is it doing what I want it to do? And that's it. So basically we have the gun. Let's put that right in the camera. It's air inlet, release, trigger valve. Obviously this is going to be where they come out. This is the canister for the air and hydraulic, I guess it is, because it is a pneumatic gun. It's supposed to be at 2,124 or 2,246 pounds. I can't remember exactly. It's in the instructions. Here looks like a tool to use for whatever. We've got the big nuts on here. We can go all the way on here for that. Tighten it up, take it off, whatever we need to do. This one seems to be for down here on the tip. That one is there. We have on the bottom these two pins right here. Look like they go in these holes to open or close this, whatever, tighten it up for whatever reason. I'll read on the instructions and get that all figured out before I hook it up and use it, because I feel that's a good idea. We all know real men don't need instructions, but you know what? I found they're more helpful than not sometimes, so I'll be reading them. There's a cup and another tool in here. Oop. Looks to be another wrench of some sort. Not quite sure what all that's gonna do at this point, but I will figure it out. I'm sure it's necessary or wouldn't be in the kit. And we have this cup. Again, I'll figure that out. I believe that goes right here to catch all the little metal stems. Pops on just like that. Little rubber O-ring actually keeps that on there. It's got the holes in the back to release any air pressure or whatnot, so it doesn't get bound up and pop off. And here we have the registration card and instructions on the piece. Important notice card, registration card, and the instruction manual, if you will. Not going to go through and read this all right now. Just overlooking it real quick to see if there's anything that jumps out at me that I need to do right away before I sit down and read all this. Anyway, we're going to get busy on this today and get these drawer guides in, get that knocked out of the way, and then we're going to move on to other stuff. I have decided, since I made these handles, okay, these hooks were going to be for the helmets and whatnot. I'd had a thought in my mind that when I got to these, I was going to have to put the torches and the ground cables and all that on these at some point, probably. And that is the case. So now that I have these dedicated for torches and ground cables on both, this one is left open for the long extension cord that will be used to help plug this into an outlet 220, 110, whatever it is that I'm using at that time. Right now I have my earmuffs hanging on this, or my ear protection, rather, earmuffs, not really muffs, I guess. But that's on here. So I'm actually going to move to this section here where the tanks go. I'm going to put a side panel on this. I'm going to have it custom engraved up top. I'm going to have a box. It's going to have LED lights in it. Down the side, it's going to be a solid panel, and I'm going to have another hook on the outside here to hang grinding helmet on one side, welding helmet on the other. So that'll be something we're changing. So anyway, we're going to get busy on this today and move forward. I'll be back with you in a bit. Okay, preparing the gun a little bit here. Going to share with you a little tip. I think most people probably already know this. Most people that are going to watch this video probably already know it and are going to think I'm silly for saying this. But for those of you that are starting out, and this is a new thing for you, working with air tools and whatnot, anytime you put in a nipple into the gun, and this is going to go here, right, to make sure that we have a good set seal on this, on the threads, where it doesn't leak any air, because the air is like water. If it finds the tiniest of holes, it can get out, and you don't want that. So the easy trick to this is you have your Teflon tape, right? You can hold it in where your tape is going to be going this way, wound up this way onto the spool. You put your thumb under it or your finger under it, you hold your insert nipple, and you basically, and you can snap this off, whatever, so it's more wide, it's not a string. Breaks real easy. We have a nice wide piece. You're going to screw this in this way. You want the tape to go on like you're screwing it on, so it's the easiest way to apply this stuff. You get it on here. I say easy, now it's going to give me a trial. And you turn this like so, as though you're already screwing it into the gun, but you're just putting the tape on here. The reason for that is you want the tape to be rolled on in a direction that is going to be good for the installation. So I have the end of it facing this way. We go in this way. That keeps the tape from unraveling. If you had it the other way, it would start to bind up and just come off as you're screwing this in. That's not what you want. So we want to make sure that this inlet is not got any tape down in it. Take my trusty knife here, trim off what doesn't need to be without taking it all off. Don't want any small pieces down inside the airline or the tool. That is the most important. You don't want any stray debris, pieces of anything in your tool that will cause you problems down the road. Alright, now that we've got that all cleaned up, okay, see that? All nice and clean. We'll go ahead and insert this into the gun. Get a wrench and tighten that down just like so. Now, I'm not sure if one of these other wrenches will work on this. We're going to see. Probably not. I don't think so. Get a wrench and be right back. Okay, 5/8 inch wrench. Tighten this up. Snug it down. You don't really want to crank on this real super hard, but you do want to have it nice and snug. 2 fingers, about as hard as you can pull it there. So that's what we've got. Mine is oversized. If you see that, you may not be able to notice, I don't know. Went a little bit larger for the diameter for the airflow of all my tools. Seems to work better than the smaller 1/4 inch. Okay. A few things about the tool. It says maintenance on this thing is a normal deal. You're going to have to do this every day. If you're using this all day long continually, they say to oil it. Right? You're going to want to put oil in here. 2-3 drops, nothing big, probably 2 drops, I would say. You can do 3 drops when you first get the tool to make sure that you've got everything good and oiled, but after that you want to put about 2 drops in here. They say a number 10 spindle oil or a good thin air tool oil. Stuff that I use on all my other air tools, this is the same oil I'm going to use. This is a silencer valve, keeps it quiet. Standard operation on this, just to let you know, is it's going to work just like the handgun. So you're going to squeeze it once, it's going to apply a certain amount of pressure, it's going to travel and pull the rod in. You're going to let off if it doesn't snap the rod out, and you're going to press it back against the rivet cap, pull it again, and you continually do that. Just the same operation as a hand rivet gun, except this does all the work for you. All you have to do is squeeze and push, squeeze and push, squeeze and push, and then it'll spit it back out into here and keep going. They say not to let these build up too much, because if you get more than 25 or so in here, which it looks like it will hold a lot more than that to me, but they're saying 25 or more, they can start stacking up on top of each other, which may lodge up in that hole in there, and you don't want that. If it starts binding up in here, you're going to have a problem. So other normal maintenance on this is to pull this nose cap off and to clean and make sure that everything is good and working in there. Something I did notice, which I didn't notice right away, they actually sent the gripping jaws. They sent an extra set. How cool is that? So there's an extra set of the gripping jaws in here. I don't know if you can see those, and a 3/32 tip tool. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, that's nice to know, because parts wear out. So they have these ready that you can actually get from them as well. If you go to Astro, you can get all these parts for it, not a problem. Your 2 wrenches are mainly made for the maintenance of this tool. This has a really cool feature, and maybe we'll show this later, but there's a stop, there's a 90-degree right here. This is the length, to set the length of the tool under the cup here, to set it to make sure that it's at the right distance. Alright, we'll cover that at another time, but I just thought that was pretty neat. Anyway, we're going to get onto this and get everything. I'm going to get it all oiled up. We're going to come back and start putting these rails in. Catch you in a minute. Okay, got the nipple on there. I had to change the tip to the proper size tip that I needed. So while I had this out, I dropped a drop of oil down into the jaws, because it says to do that. So I have that done. Pneumatic oil. Doesn't have to be that brand. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Whoop. So Cinco, I've had that bottle for years, as you can tell. That bottle is quite old. 12, 15 years, I don't know. Since 2006? Anyway. Alright. Now. It says in the instructions that you want to oil it, then do this several times to get everything lubricated really well. So that's something you'll want to do. Okay, so I've got this side in. I think you can see all of that. I think you can see all of these on this side. All these are in. All of those are in on that side. So all the way down. Okay, so 2, 4, 6. 2 2-inches, 2 3-inches, a 4-inch, and a 9-inch. That's going to be the layout. So I have 12 drawers in this cabinet. So after figuring out which way this pneumatic gun works best, oh, and earlier I said hydraulic. It's not hydraulic, it's pneumatic, it's air. Mistake on my part, misspoke. Finding the right air pressure. The rivets that I ordered and used for this were a little too small. So I actually took the rivets that came with this kit, with my Next Track kit for the handheld part of the gun, and the drill bits and the big rivets for that, and just went up half a size on the hole and use those rivets, and they are rock solid. They are holding these things like they should be from the beginning. I may have to come back, take any of the loose ones if they get really bad loose, and fix them and replace them. Just cold chisel those out, punch them, put the new ones in, and we're off and running. So that should be good. I'm going to turn around and get the other side done. Talk to you in a bit. Okay, gonna run through real quick, just kind of show you what I've got going on, what I'm doing. I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna re-drill all these other little holes out here, and just make them sure that they're the right size for the rivets I'm fixing to use to put them in now. As you can see, it's not taking much. That's probably not even a 32nd or a 64th of an inch. Don't know what that would be, point whatever, 0.0 something, whatever millimeters. But anyway, it's just a slight little difference, just to make it fit right. Okie doke. Try to get these started. I'm gonna start from the bottom up this time, and see if I can show you what I'm doing here. I knew this package was open. Goes. Had a pin hanging up inside the cylinder there. Alright. Really gotta press this pretty hard. Look at that, rock solid. Sweet. Now, unfortunately, because I have to grind on this, this is the fun part. So I'm gonna see if I can get this camera over here and show this to you real quick. So I have all the ball bearing track and everything right here. Okay, so what I've got to do is I've got to slide this back out of the way. Alright, I'm going to put tape along this bottom edge down here to keep the shavings and stuff from settling in this track and the grease and everything else. I'm going to put it all the way back to here. I've got to grind this one out, so that actually gives me room to get the pneumatic air gun in there to put this in the hole right here. So that's what we're going to work on next. Thanks. Okay, show you what I was talking about, grinding this out, so you know what I was talking about. So I'm going to put this on the inside. I know you can't see that right now, but this protects the track. This will fold under. Grab to the bottom side of the drawer guide here, and I'm going to brace that up so I'm not fighting it. Let's see, where do we go? It is down here. Locate my pinhole. There we go. I've got that in there. Try to show you this. I've got my pin in here. Put my rivet in. Make sure that it's level. I'm going to come up underneath this just enough to hold it and brace it. Going to put this into place so it gives me some support while I'm working on grinding this little section out here. So I'll pull this out, set that right there. I'm going to move you back over here where you get a good view of what's going on. So this is the grind out spot here. Hopefully you can see all of that. Take my wonderful Dremel tool. Got a Dremel 4200 that I use in the shop a lot. This has got the square burr remover on it. I don't know how bad that is. You can see all that. So that's what I actually use to remove a lot of this. Anyway, we're going to go jump on that real quick and take care of that. All right, and we have a winner. So that goes in there. Take the tape off. You'll notice a good majority of the shavings get caught onto the tape, which is a huge benefit for me. The others go on the floor, but at least they're not in the rail. So we are good to go there. Gun up here. release the catch on my soft close so I can get my rivet gun head all the way in there and press firmly. And solid as a rock. Nice and solid. Pull this back out so I can show you here. Pull the track, the ball bearing track, back up into place. Slide this in here. Get that started. Slide them all back together. Pull this back forward and lock that down. There we go. And that's basically the process for all of these. So I'm going to get the rest of these other 11 done, and or I should say the other 5.5 sets, however you want to look at it, and then I'll be back. Appreciate it. Okay, all the drawer guides are in, people. Everything is working right. It's drawer making time. So we'll be moving on to that here pretty quick. We'll got the press brake all put together. Now I need to pull out my little mini saw, my metal saw, and really put it to use. I got that from Evolution when I bought the mag drill that I have sitting right over there in that big black case on the left. But that all came as a package, so I'm going to put it through its paces and see what it's all about. See how well that tool is going to last. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. Get that done, and be moving on to making the drawers here in another day or two. Thanks for stopping in. If you like what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up. Please leave a comment. If you'd like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, fabandbuild.com. I know I'm not real great at this. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this, but moving forward, I believe that I'll get better for you guys, create better content, and getting better at what I do. So I appreciate everybody watching, sharing, liking, commenting, no matter what it is. I appreciate everything, and you guys have a great day. Be safe, be kind to each other, and help each other out. Appreciate it. Y'all have a great one.